generally it should be available here. That's fine. So let's look at some other place. Approval process. Do you see something called email template? This is a monitoring. You won't find here. Let's see here. Generally, it will be part of approval process. Or you can look at here itself, workflow rules. Continue. Now the place. Approval process. Approval process is the one which we are going to use. Do you see anything called communication templates? Yeah, here is that option. If you look at here, here is the option. Communication templates. So that means what are we trying to do here? I said whenever invoice value increases certain limit, I would like to send a approval request. So approval request, how you want to send? That is what we are deciding now. I'm repeating this point here. So approval request, how do you want to send? So there should be some template. There should be some design. That is what we are trying to create here. So there is a communication template. So there are 3 types of communication templates: letterheads, emails, mail merge templates. So I think everyone knows mail merge template. If you don't know what is mail merge template, maybe you can read in the MS Word. The same thing applies here. So I would like to go as an email template. Okay. So this is what the email template. Now create a new template. I don't want to, these are some of the existing templates. I don't want to go all this one. I would like to go for the new template. So new template. Now if you look at here, now it is asking that template, whatever you are creating, do you want using, that should be a text type or HTML type, or it is a custom, or it is a visual force page. That means through visual force you can create a page and you can have that as a template. The same way through visual force you can create or through HTML you can create a template and you can have that. So like that you can have 4 types of templates. But right now I am going as a text template. Click on next. Click on next. Okay, now this is what here it is. Now let's select some of the information. So folder, no need to be, because this is the folder is nothing but unified public. Yeah, I would like to have it as a public only. Available for use. I'm checking this. Available for use. I'm checking this. Next, so give some name. Chenna invoice value 01. Chenna invoice value 01. This is what the name I am trying to give. Okay. So name is going to be populated automatically. Now subject. So what is the subject you would like to have? So there is there is large invoice value. There is a large invoice value and it requires your approvals. That is the subject I am giving. So there is a large invoice value and requires your approval. Now body. Body you can type it or you can do whatever you want. But body. So what you want to show to your manager? That's what the meaning of email body. So in the email body, so I would like to say something like this. So let me get the name from the object. So how do I get the name from the object? So value. So what is the invoice table? Chenna underscore invoice statement underscore O1 double underscore C. This is the invoice statement. This is the invoice statement dot owner. That means what? Let's say whoever is the owner sending that one, that owner you will be getting the name OW one second please. For what? Okay, so I would like to show in the email body the owner name. So owner name I would like to get from the object itself instead of I type it manually. Simply I can say owner name is or XXX person given or entered invoice value. Like that I can type it. Instead of I type it, I want to make more smarter. So that means what? I would like to get the name from the object. So the object name is Chenna underscore invoice statement underscore object 1 double underscore C. Okay, dot owner 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 full name. Owner full name. So this is what the name I am going to get. Owner full name. Don't use space here. Okay. Submitted approval request on invoice statement that having total amount is equal to is equal to what? Again I would like to get that value. How do I get the value? So where is the value? Invoice Chenna underscore invoice statement underscore this one dot invoice underscore value double underscore C. Hope you are able to understand what I am trying to type. Suprit, Varsha, Shiva. So I am trying to get the values from the table instead of dynamically. So Chenna invoice statement object 1 dot invoice value on which date. So I would like to display the date also on. So on what? Again dot invoice statement. Chenna underscore invoice statement underscore object 1 double underscore C dot last modified date. So this is how I want to give the I want to create the body. So that means what? These values will be populated dynamically. These values will be populated dynamically. Because see, right now I created the user, that's why I know. So in the organization, how do I know that okay, which guy is submitted the approval request? It's very difficult. So that means you need to write dynamic coding. So that's what we are trying to do here. Now you can click on save.
Now that the invoice value format is wrong, I think.
Why?
Because double underscore, that object we did not mention correctly.
Object name is? Okay, great.
Oh, double underscore C.
Yeah, you are great. That's how you need to pay attention. Okay, test. What is this? Okay, I don't want to test it. Where is the edit? So this is nothing but, yeah, here we require double underscore C, right? No. That is correct only, right? Oh, double underscore C dot invoice value. That is what you are trying to say, right?
Yes, sir.
Hope this is what you are trying to say, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. You are right. So
Again,
object dot
invoice value or double underscore C at the last we put that we need to remove.
No, field name it is required, right?
Field name is required, but double underscore C is again object, right?
No, this is custom field. This
Okay.
is a custom field. See, here I am not using because this is a standard field.
Okay.
Here I am
Okay.
not using because this is a standard field.
Okay.
See, last modified by owner, all these things are standard fields, right? That's why I am not using.
Okay. Got it.
This is a standard field. This is the custom field. So for custom fields, I already told you it ends with double underscore C.
Okay.
Okay. So this is how I can we can create the email template. Now you can click on save. You can click on save. So now my email template is ready. Now my email template is ready. Now what is the next step? Email template is ready. So the next step is step 4. Step 4 is I need to create the approval process. Create an approval process. So here you can just specify when do you want to send the email, how do you want to send the email, and what kind of outcome you are expecting from the manager. All these things you can specify. Okay, so let's see. So approval process I am creating now. Go to your name, setup. Okay, so here is a create, workflows. So there is a approval process. You need to click on this one. Approval process. Now, so approval process on which object you need to create. So we have 3 objects now. So out of 3 objects, on which object you need to create? Can you answer me now? So if you look at here, we have 3 objects: merchandise object, invoice statement object, and line item object. On which object you would like to have approval process? So approval process object, it is asking on which object you want to trigger the approval process. Now you understood the scenario, right? Now you can answer me. Merchandise object or line item object or invoice statement object? Shiva, Supreet, Varsha. I need answer from Shiva because I don't know whether he is sleeping or what. Shiva, where you want to have the approval process? On which object? Line item or invoice statement or merchandise? Shiva, you there? Varsha? You guys are there? Okay, I'm not sure what happened. Okay, so we can take the invoice statement. Because on invoice statement we would like to have the approval process. That's what I told. So if you look at here, if this particular invoice value increases more than 2000, then I would like to send the approval request. That means we need to apply the invoice or approval process on invoice statement object. So that's why I am selecting invoice statement object. That's fine. Now, so if you look at here, create new email process. Create new email process. Here you can select start wizard. So when you select the start wizard, then it is going to ask for so many steps. Now it is asking the name. So you can give the name as Chenna large invoice. This is what approval process. Chenna approval process for large invoice. INV 01 I am just using. This is the name I am giving. This is for my understanding purpose I am giving. If you want, you can give whatever you want. There is no rule that okay you need to follow the same. Okay. So Chenna approval process for large invoice. That's what the name I have given. Now if you look at here, we created an email template. What is the name of the email template? Do you remember? What is the name of the email template? That is what you need to attach here. So this is what the email template I have created. So you need to attach the email template for the approval process. So if you look at here, here we created called this one we created. So now that is that template. That means whatever template we created, I am attaching for this approval process. I am attaching for this approval process. Okay. Now let's not touch this one. Add approval history related these things. Let it be. Now approval criteria. If you look at here, specify the approval criteria. So when you want to have this one, when approval request has to go, I already explained the scenario. When approval has to go, when there is invoice value greater than 2000. So therefore, invoice value greater than, let me have 5000. So let me have 5000. So that means if invoice value crosses greater than 5000, so then there will be a approval request for the manager. Okay, now please try to understand here. If you look at here, select the approver to whom you want to send. So I would like to send for the, you can search the list of the users. What happened? So you can select this one, automatically assign the approver using templates, hierarchy. So that's nothing but the manager. So that means whom you want to send the approval request. Let's say I am creating, it will go to my manager. If Supreet is creating, it will go to his manager. If someone is creating, it will go to their manager. That's what the meaning. Automatically assign the approver using standard or hierarchy. So as per the hierarchy, for Supreet, Chennai is the manager. This we have seen yesterday. So that's what I am saying. Take the manager name as per the hierarchy. So therefore, automatic assigning or automatically assign an approver. That's what the option I am selecting. Click on save. Okay, remember you would like to need activate. That's fine. Okay. It is saying that okay, we need to activate it. That's fine. Okay. So these are some of the points about that one. If you look at here, now it is saying you created the approval process. That means your manager receives the approval request. Now what manager has to do? What manager can do? He can reject it, he can approve it, he can make pending, or he can open it. So we need to specify these steps now. So let's see how do we specify or what does it mean. I go here, then there is something called approval process, or if you look at here, yeah, these are the things. Please try to understand these three things. These are very much important. Initial submission actions. That means what? Let's say Supreet is submitted and Channa, that means I receives. I'm just repeating again. Supreet is submitting the request. Channa, I receives. Once I receive, what I can do? Or when I receive the request, what I need to see? That is what we need to specify in the initial submission action. I'm repeating again. Supreet is submitting the request. Now I am receiving. When I receive, how I need to see the request? That's what we are specifying here. So initial submission actions. Okay. So you can click on new action or add new field. Add. So it's trying to add the field. Okay. So add, I think field update, right? Yeah. Let me go back and come back again. So initial submission, add a field, update field. So I would like to update the field. So what is the meaning of update field? We'll see. Just give some name. So what is the name? Set initial approval. So now what I need to do? In the invoice statement, you have so many fields. If you look at here, you have in the invoice statement, invoice number is there, status is there, description is there, invoice value is there. So when initially I will be getting the request, I would like to make status of the field is pending. Please look at here. What I am trying to say is that Supriti is submitting, I am receiving. When I receive, I should see status as pending, so that I can perform the action. So that's what we are trying to specify here. Set initial approval. So in the initial approval, that means when Supriti is submitted, how do I see the invoice statement? I'll see the invoice statement such a way that okay, it is in the pending status. Click on save. That's it. That is what the initial submission. Now, so I got the request. I see there is something pending. Then I can do what? I can approve it or I can reject it. I can approve it or I can reject it. So when I approve, then what will be the status of the invoice statement? If you look at here, when I approve, what will be the status of the invoice statement? It will be closed. When I reject, then what will be the status of the invoice statement? It will go to open statement again. So that's what I am trying to specify here. When I approve, that means a final approval action. When I approve it, update the field again. So this is nothing but final approval. Give some name. Final approval. So once I approve it, what I need to do? Make the status as closed. That means that the invoice statement is going to be closed. Save it. That's it. Next, let's say if I am rejecting it, what I need to do? If I am rejecting it, what I need to do? So again I will go on the update the field. So what is the field? Final rejection. Final rejection. So the field name is going to be invoice statement status. So I would like to make it as open. So if I am rejecting, that means if supervisor is rejecting, then it is going to come to open status. Click on save. Now your approval process is ready. Now your approval process is ready. Now click on activate. Please remember this. Some interviewers may be asking, I created an approval process successfully, but still I don't see the changes. The reason is it's not activated. So make it activate. Make it activate. That's all. Now your approval process, everything is activate. Now let's see how to test it. So the next step is testing. I think Shiva, Suprit, they are off because they are the heroes in the testing. So testing the approval process. That is the fifth step. So how do I test it? Let's see. So first thing is that you need to go to the customize, go to the setup. Before that you need to give some permissions. Go to customize. If you look at here, go to customize. Then there is a home page layouts. There is a home tab. Yeah, there is a home tab. Go to here. So then there is a home page layout. Click on this one. This is one step process or one time process. Home page layouts. Now click on edit. Click on edit. What are we trying to do here? If we look at here, if you look at here, items to approve, I'm just checking whether this value is checked or not. If it is not checked, then you don't see the values, approval request there. That's what the meaning. So if you look at here, look at the tab called Home. In the Home, you should see the approval request, items to approve. If that option is not checked, then you don't see. That's what the meaning. Let me go and deselect that one. Customize, Home, Home page layouts. I'm just cross-checking whether it is checked or not. So let me go and uncheck it. Sometimes it might be unchecked. If it is unchecked, you don't see the approval request. That's what the problem. So click on Save. Now go to the Home tab and see whether you are able to see the items to approve. If you look at here, there are no items to approve. So please, if everyone is able to catch me. So if you look at here, there is no items to approve. So just I am making sure that that option is checked so that I can see the approval request. So let me go there, Customize, Home tab. I would like to have in the Home tab, that's why I am putting here. Edit. So I am checking items to approve as shown. So what else you need? You can specify whatever you want. Messages, alerts. You can also specify messages, alerts. Okay. Click on Next. Click on Next. So I don't want to do changes here. You can say Save. Okay. So now if you go here, Home page, please look at my home page. If you look at the home page, items to approve, right now empty. There are no items to approve. There are no items to approve. Now let me go. I'm closing this one. Now let me log in as a Supri and submit the approval request. Let me log in as Supri and submit the approval request. Who is Mike? Okay. Let me log in as Supri and submit the approval request. Sorry, I typed wrong password. Because for Suprit, Channa is the manager. So now I am logging as a Suprit. Okay, now I am logging as a Suprit. I am trying to submit the invoice statement or line item. So new line item. Okay, so you can click on new, create one invoice statement. Okay, so let's say save. Invoice statement number 4 is created. Description, status, click on edit. Will we give full control? Maybe control is, so if you look at here, you are not able to modify the object. That means there might be less permissions. So let's go ahead and see what permissions Suprit is having. So let me log in as a Channa Reddy. Let me log in as a Channa Reddy. And let me go to the created users, manage users, manage users. So which is the user created? Suprit user. Click on edit. Click on edit. Now come to here, bottom. This user is fine. Now let's see the profile. So in the user everything looks fine. Let's go to the profile. So where is the profile? Here is the profile. because Supreet is having the profile called the, what the profile? This is the profile. Channa user profile, he is associated. Now look at here, just check for the options. Lands, web, info, all these things are fine. What are the tabs we need to see? That is fine. Okay. Yeah, full control is there. So he can read custom object. He can read, he can create, he can view all, he can delete all. In the merchandise update also he can create, read everything. Okay, next desktop integration client. This we did not touch. Timeout session we put 2 hours. I think everything looks fine. Let's go to the users. Okay, and I assigned the Channa user profile. That's also looking good. Now let me log out this one. Invoice statement. Yeah, let me log out here and try to check with the Channa ID again or Supreet again. So Reddit or Supreet at 1 2 3 4. I log in. So you can click here, go all. See, it is pulling all the information. Okay, so if you don't see the records, click on go. It will show the records. So it is showing the records. Now fine. Now look at this one. Please try to see. Go all. Let me select the invoice statement number 3. Let me select the invoice statement number 3. What is the value right now? The value right now is 270. The value right now is 270. Or let me go to the one more invoice statement. Let's say, let me go to the invoice statement number 2. Please try to understand the scenarios now. Whatever we created, we can understand. Invoice statement number 2. So if you look at here, what is the value right now? It is 3000. So when approval request will go? When 5000 crosses. So therefore, and what is the status right now? Open. So if you let me take the print screen of this one, because I would like to show the statuses very clearly. So this is what initially. Now I am adding a record. So let me add the record, or let me add the line item. Line item number, let's say 115. So unit price is, let's say, so it should cross 5000, right? So let's say 26, and the unit sold. What happened? Maybe we made it as read-only field. Let me make it as, let's say, 1900. Okay, of type what? Of type Lenovo. You can also type it, that's not an issue. Lenovo. Click on save. Error. So the error is invalid data. Because of the reason is, so we are not entering the unit sold. I don't know why that is. Unit sold, it can be. Let's see this way. So let me go here, edit. So let me try to modify this one. Let's say 55, 555 or 55 or 85. Click on save. Click on save. So what is the value right now? So the value is crossed. So it is right now more than 5000. So if it is more than 5000, then there should be a request went for the manager. Now let's see whether manager is able to see the approval request. And here, okay, so now invoice statement is created. So now here you can say submit for approval process. So because it's crossing the more than 5,000 limit, so we are in the invoice statement and it is crossing more than 5,000 limit. So submit for approval process. Click on OK. Okay. If you look at here, what was the status previously? If you look at the status was open, see once it is submitted, it immediately went to pending. That's what we specified in the initial submission action. Guys, if you are sleeping, please wake up. If you look at in the initial submission action, so I clearly told once submitted what I want to do or what I would like to have. I said we can change the status as pending. So that's why you will see the status as pending. So let me take this as a print screen. So right now it is in pending. Now let me log in as a Channa and see whether he got the approval request or not. You need to have a lot of patience. You need to jump here and there and understand. Okay, now I am logging as a Channa. Now go to the home page. Definitely there should be approval request. Here is the approval request. See this one. Okay, so this is what the item to approve. Previously it was empty. Now Channa got an approval request. Now he can see here. He can go here and he can see all the information. Now right now if you see the status is what? Pending. Now he can approve or he can reject. He can approve or he can reject. What do you want me to perform? If approve, then this status is going to be closed. If reject, then this status is going to be open. Now what do you want me to perform? You ask me what you want. So approve or reject. Supreet, which action you want?
Approve.
Great. So I'm clicking on approve. Okay. So I am saying I'm good. I'm good with invoice value. Please continue. So approve. So if approved, then invoice statement status should be our invoice number status is closed. That's what we specified the final action. That's what we specified the final action. So if you look at here, initial submission, I said open, whenever you submitted, so it is going to be pending. Okay, whenever you submitted, it is pending. If you approve, it is going to be closed. If you reject, it is going to open. If you might have been rejected, then it is obviously it comes to open. That's all about the approval process. Now if you have any questions, you can ask me, otherwise I can stop here. Now you can go ahead and have one more for rejection and you can see whether that is going open or not. So let me log in as Supreet. I am testing one more scenario. And you can see, Supreet can see the status. That is also one more thing. Admin. Hit. So if you look at home, okay. So let me go to the invoice statement number 2. So it is already approved, right? So no issues. So he can see the history here. So I submitted approval process and it got approved. Let me reject it once. Let me go to the invoice number 1. Let me go to the invoice number 1. So right now the value is 4,000. Right now the value is 4,000. Let me make it as to, let me increase to 5,000. So let's say 1,500 or 150. Save. Save. Now it crosses the more than 5,000 value. Now submit for the approval process. Okay. Now log out and log in as a Chennai ID. Log out and log in as Chennai ID. Now you can see the approval request here in the home page. Click on the home tab. So there is approval request. Now I would like to reject this one. So if you see the status right now, let me go here. So if you see the status, this one, status of the invoice statement, it is, let me go and show you the status before. Invoice statement number 1, status is pending. Status is pending. Once I reject it, I would like to open it. That is what the rule we specified. So let me go here. Okay, I'm not okay. Rejected or rejecting. So reject it. That's all. So if you see the invoice statement, immediately it got to open. Okay. So that's how you can maintain. That's how you, this is what you specified as part of the approval rules. Now go and log in as a Supri. This is one excellent concept, but you need to have a lot of patience to complete this. Okay. Now, so let me go as a Supri. Now I am here. Okay. Now let me go and see my invoice statement number 1. What is available for that? If you look at the invoice statement number 1. See, it is clearly showing the comments and status, everything. And my statement, I mean the invoice statement have the status as open. Now I can edit it and I can do whatever I want. This is how approval process works. Now if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise you can stop here. So please, if you have any questions?
No, I'm good.
Where is Umar? Today he did not join?
Yeah, he did not join. Anna.
Okay. I think he said, okay, today he is having the demo or something, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, fine. So tomorrow let's start the dashboards, reports, all these things. So I would like to cover that dashboards and reports in a single day. So that way we are covered most of the steps. So tomorrow concept will be dashboards and reports. Reports and dashboards. So from Thursday onwards we need to start database.com or Apex. Yeah. Let's go ahead and start the database.com or Apex. That's it my end. So let's stop here. We can continue tomorrow. Thank you. And I will be sending this tutorial immediately. Whatever I type and whatever available. Thank you. Bye.
Okay.